Hello everyone, and welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. I'm thrilled you're here with us today, tuned in and ready, because what we're about to unpack has electrified timelines, flooded comment sections, and turned ordinary scrolls into deep dives. If you love the heartbeat of celebrity stories and the emotion that lives between headlines, settle in. Today, we're laying out the full picture behind the romance that has set social media ablaze, the story of Barış Baktas and Yağmur Yüksel, finally clarified, in their own spirit and with the honesty fans deserve. If you're new to Turkish Spotlight Secrets and you live for the latest developments in showbiz, the behind-the-scenes emotions, and the whispered truths fans can't stop discussing, now's the moment to hit subscribe and stay close. We're here every week with the scoop you've been waiting for, and trust me, today's video is the kind that keeps you thinking long after it ends. Let's start at the beginning, with the spark that set everything in motion. The pairing of Barış Baktas and Yağmur Yüksel didn't just appear out of nowhere, it built itself, moment by moment, under the lights, on a set that felt like its own universe. Whether you followed them through that reality whirlwind that turned into appointment viewing, or discovered them when their chemistry leapt from short clips to trending status, you know exactly what made people sit up and say, "This can't just be acting." From side glances that lingered a beat too long to laughter that softened into something tender, they made millions believe that what we were seeing on screen had found a heartbeat off it. The rumor mill started as it always does, with whispers. From whispers to posts, from posts to threads, and then, suddenly, to a global conversation. Fans connected dots like seasoned detectives. A shared coffee photo here, a matching lyric there, a set of sunset stories that looked suspiciously like the same coastline. Little by little, the cautious friendliness turned into something more open. The captions warmed up. The comments grew playful. The public moments became just daring enough to make people think it was time to accept the obvious, the connection was real. And when it became fully visible, it was pure delight for fans who saw in Barış and Yağmur an alignment of charm, sincerity, and that unteachable chemistry that lights up even the quietest frame. But of course, this is the reality of celebrity, where affection becomes spectacle and every new laugh becomes evidence. The spotlight is generous, but it is not always kind. After the initial bloom, after the posts and the smiles and the appearances that felt like soft confirmations, a shadow crept in. Suddenly, there were fewer photos. There were fewer tags. There were weeks where the silence felt like a statement, even if no one had said a word. Social media shifted into high alert. People froze frames to read micro-expressions. They compared old captions with new ones. They charted timelines like it was a science. And then came the wave, breakup rumors, cooling off narratives, and the harshest form of speculation, talk of third parties that had no proof but every incentive to travel far. That's when the discourse got loud. Some fans tried to be patient, arguing that schedules were a monster and the industry never slept, especially for two people whose calendars demanded so much. Others felt certain they'd seen the last of the public tenderness, and tried to brace themselves for the confirmation they hoped would never come. And through all of it, the two most important voices, Barış and Yağmur, said almost nothing. It was a kind of silence that can mean either calm or heartbreak, and for a while, no one knew which one it was. Then, after what felt like an eternity of guessing games, the voice that needed to be heard finally stepped forward. In a recent and thoughtful moment of clarity, Barış addressed the situation, not with a denial to shatter rumors, and not with a showy reunion post to outshine them, but with something rarer, a measured, grounded explanation. No theatrics. No dramatic punctuation. Just a careful truth. He explained that what they shared wasn't a fling or a PR flourish. It was meaningful. It shaped them. It had purpose. But life, with its tug-of-war between personal growth and professional demands, had led them to different lanes. He chose his words with care. He refused to feed scandal, refused to assign blame, refused to court pity. Instead, he kept it human. He spoke of respect, for Yağmur as a person, for what they built together, for what can be treasured without being endlessly dissected. He made something else clear too, that at this moment they are no longer together as a couple. According to what he shared, the decision wasn't combustive or dramatic. It was mutual. It was grown up. It was two people recognizing that their individual chapters required a different kind of focus. Careers are climbing. Opportunities are loud. And when your work demands everything from you, sometimes love needs more time than reality can offer. It's not a failure, sometimes it's a kind of grace. If you were hoping for scandal, if you were waiting for that tell-all glare that breaks the internet, this isn't that story. What makes this stand out is precisely the absence of explosions. No bitterness in the tone, no passive jabs, no willingness to let gossip dictate the narrative. Barış talked about privacy with a sense of responsibility. As public figures, he said, they understand that curiosity is part of the job. But dignity is part of it too. There are things that need care, not clicks. Moments that deserve to live without a screenshot. He could have thrown fuel on several fires, and he didn't. He kept it graceful. He called what they had beautiful, not perfect. He said it taught him things he'd keep. And he shared something that felt like a benediction for the fans who cared: affection remains. Respect remains. Just not the form people were rooting for. Is it sad? For the romantics among us, of course. When two people make you believe in ease and laughter and that subtle sense of home you can't fake, it stings to hear that paths diverged. But there's also something else in this, a maturity that doesn't get enough credit. They made a hard choice without letting it make them hard. They chose clarity over confusion, kindness over chaos. And if you followed celebrity stories long enough, you know how rare that can be. What happens next? That's the question everyone is asking. Work-wise, both have momentum. The projects are stacking up, the offers are real, and the timing couldn't be heavier. Barış didn't slam the door on future collaborations with Yağmur. He didn't promise them either. He left it where it belonged, in possibility. Life is long. Careers bend and twist. And sometimes, the right script, or the right stage, brings two people together in a way that honors the past without repeating it. For now, though, the personal path is separate. The map has been redrawn. It's worth pausing here to say something many people forget: they are people first. They have families, mornings that start too early, nights that end too late, and the complicated middle where quiet decisions take shape. The pressure can be relentless. When everyone has an opinion, the temptation to perform even your heartbreak can be strong. And yet, they didn't. They protected the piece of their story that didn't belong to the crowd. That takes strength of a very specific kind. For the fans, those who cheered, clipped moments, wrote captions of their own, and defended them when it felt like the right thing to do, this is not the ending you wanted. But in another sense, maybe it is. Because the ending that chooses respect is the one that means the story was real. You can't fake tenderness this consistent. You can't manufacture the quiet understanding that sat between them. If it changed form, it's because both of them are changing too. That's not tragedy. That's life doing what it always does. So let's gather what we know, free of the noise. The connection between Barış Baktas and Yağmur Yüksel grew under bright lights but got its strength from the moments without them. Rumors rose when silence took the place of public affection. The internet did what it does: spin, insist, accuse, anoint. And then, in the middle of it, he spoke. He named the truth softly. He confirmed that the romance has ended, that it ended with care, that they carry no daggers, that their futures are now on different tracks by choice, not by catastrophe. And here's the part that deserves to be celebrated: they didn't let the narrative own them. They set it down themselves, in words that refuse cruelty. If you're looking for the lesson in that, it might be this: love can be powerful and still not be permanent, and honoring what it was is a way of loving it still. So where do we, the audience, go from here? We keep watching, because both of them are on the cusp of chapters that feel like turning points. We keep listening, because sometimes the most honest updates are the quiet ones, disguised as good work and new confidence. And we let them breathe. If they cross paths on a stage or a set someday, we'll be here to see what that becomes. If they don't, we'll have this era to remember, and it will be enough. Thank you for spending this time with Turkish Spotlight Secrets today and letting us walk you through a story that mattered to so many. I want to hear from you now. Did you sense the shift before the words came? How did Barış's tone land with you? Was it the closure you needed, or did it leave you hoping for another chapter? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them, I feel them, and they help shape the conversations we have next. If today's deep dive clarified something for you, if it brought a little peace to the questions you've been carrying, give this video a like so the conversation finds the people looking for it. Share it with that friend who analyzes posts like a professional and needs to know the full story. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe to Turkish Spotlight Secrets so you never miss the moments that move the culture forward. Until we meet again in the next video, take care of your heart, hold space for nuance, and remember, some stories don't end, they change shape. A warm hug to all of you, and see you very soon.